Hi guys, it's Kamlevi Sharma, life coach and business consultant. In this video, we're talking about relationships. Shelly said, "Dear Kamla, thank you for your constant words of inspiration. My boyfriend, who has been living with me for 5 years, cheated on me with someone much younger than I am. I feel so hurt and shattered. I told him it's his karma, but I don't know how to get past it. What can I do?" So, Shelly, I am so sorry that you're experiencing this situation in your life, but it's actually a blessing in disguise, and I will tell you why. When someone cheats on us in a relationship, when we're in a relationship and the other person cheats on us, you need to ask yourself, what can you learn from it? Why is it that this manifested in your life? And sometimes you can be the one that contributed to it. Sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with you and it's just the other person's problem. So the first thing I would say to you is stop crying, wipe those tears, and let's analyze what may have happened. What do you think may have changed from the time you started to live with him to now? What may have changed in these 5 years in the relationship? What may have changed in you as an individual? What may have changed in him as an individual? Secondly, what do you think have contributed to him cheating? Is it something that you said and did, or is it all him? And now you got to be really honest with yourself about this, because many times we're not willing to accept our faults. We focus the attention on the other person and we said, you did this, you did this, you did this. You shouldn't have done this. How can you do this? How can you lie to me? How can you cheat on me with someone much younger than I am too? I mean, what is it that I was lacking? And we go down the entire guilt trip without trying to understand what we may have done to contribute to this situation. And sometimes we try to put the other person in such a position for them to feel guilty and to make them feel as if that they did the world of wrong and they need to pay for it. But really and truly, that's not what should be. And that will not help you either. It will not help you. It will not help the relationship. I didn't see you mention if he had asked for your forgiveness or if he wants to be together still. But if that's the case, then you need to work on you. You need to work on letting go of the initial reaction. And that initial reaction that you had of pain and hurt and discomfort and not understanding, trying to seek answers from him, is actually a subconscious programming that you have. So what you can do is ask yourself, were you exposed to an environment at any point in time whilst growing up where someone may have cheated and there was an explosion? Because if you did, that may have had an energetic imprint on you, meaning that it's programmed in your subconscious mind that whenever someone cheats in a relationship, then this is the reaction that is expected. Now, if that's not the case, if you had always had a loving, caring, harmonious relationship in the environment that you grew up in, then check in with your needs, check in on who you are, check in on what you may have been exposed to, because it might not even be at home. It could just be you listening to your girlfriend always being cheated on. It could be you seeing people cheat on each other all the time, or you watching movies that people are cheating on each other all the time, because all of this are sources of information, right? Whatever you're exposing your mind to, whatever you're exposing these senses to, you're taking it in at a subconscious level. And whatever information is in there, whatever programming you have in the subconscious mind, it's going to play out in your life if you do not know how to control it, or how to filter it, if you don't know what to declutter and what to replace the garbage with. Right? So you really need to use this experience to build you and investigate you. That's my best advice to you. Use it and ask yourself, what did you do? What did you say to contribute to him cheating? What may have changed in these 5 years? Why is it that he was pushed to someone else over time? And it's really important for you to know that, because if you don't know what you said and what you did, if you don't know how it manifested, then it may end up manifesting constantly in all of your relationships or from now onwards, right? So you have to know what you have been exposed to, whether you chose to or you didn't choose to be exposed to it. You have to know what you were exposed to, what is in your subconscious mind, so you can make an active effort to change it and break the pattern in your life, because that's what will happen. It will end up becoming a pattern, right? So do that and see where you contributed to it. If you did, then change, get a coach, work on changing it. That's my best advice. You need to change it. Even if you're telling him all the time, if he, for example, let's look at this. If, for example, he picked up a new job and he has been working longer hours, and you beginning to feel that he's cheating, he's not working, he's cheating, but it could just be a new job and he's trying to get the gist of things. He wants to be a better employee, he wants to elevate quickly in the organization, he wants to work hard, he's working longer hours. But if you don't see that and you're thinking that he's cheating and you're telling him, you know, I think you're cheating, then you're automatically planting a seed in his mind that, you know what, over time I may end up cheating. You may not be aware that's what you're doing. That's why it's so important the way in which we communicate with each other, the words that we use, because whatever words we're using, we're forming a judgment, we're also planting seeds in people's mind. And when we do that, it works on them at the subconscious level, because obviously this is what it is, right? This is how the cycle continues. Whatever you're saying to each other, however you're talking to each other, it's working on each other at the subconscious level. So if you had accused him at one point in time or tell him that, you know, you're cheating, then, and he wasn't cheating, then he may end up cheating. If you're addressing that he's cheating with someone in particular and he isn't cheating, then you're putting that person's in his mind, and over time he will start thinking about that person and he will end up cheating on you with that person. You have to know the words that you're using. You have to know the way you're handling situations, the way in which you're observing his behavior, and the way in which you're going to communicate that to him, because whatever you say and whatever you do, that will manifest if it's not happening when you say it. All right, and that's important. You really got to know your words so that you can know what you're putting in people's minds. Right? And now many of us are very open to that understanding. Now many of us are very open to that fact, but it is a fact. If you're going to accuse someone of cheating, if you're going to judge them, then you are taking control of the situation and you're trying to impose your expectations and your beliefs upon that person. And you also have to remember that we are all programmed differently. What we may think is wrong may not be what the other person thinks is wrong, right? So you have to have an understanding, you have to have a mutual understanding of what is right, what is wrong, what is expected and what isn't expected of each other. For example, a man may think that his wife hugging another man is cheating, whereas she may think it's fine. A woman may think that the man kissing another woman on her cheeks is cheating, whereas he may think that's not, right? So you gotta get really clear on the expectations you have in that relationship so that you know the standards that each other should be living by, or at least ideally what is comfortable with you and what is comfortable with the other person. You got to know what is it that you did and said to contribute to pushing him away to that extent. And if you think you're clear by far and you have not contributed to that situation in any way, then you know what, it could just be his problem. It could just be something that he needs to work on, because sometimes when we're not self-aware, we're not conscious of who we are, we're just living by the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is really powerful because it tells us of all of our automatic reaction based on the information that we have in there. So that's why if you're not self-aware, if you're not aware of the information you're taking in from whichever environment you're exposed to, then you may be living out of control. So could be an issue where he's living out of control. He isn't aware of his needs, but he is just being tempted at all times, and he drifted because of the temptation and the needs of his body. If he has the lifestyle of watching pornography, for example, that kind of information will act on him, because it's in his subconscious mind. He will arise those kind of needs in his body, and when you're not there to satisfy them, then he may go towards someone else. That is the kind of power the subconscious mind has on us. So sometimes we may be thinking that you hurt me, you lied to me, whatever else, whatever negative rampage you go on when you're not satisfied in a relationship, or the words or behavior someone has in the relationship, then it can take a toll on you and it can, degenerate the relationship. But at the end of the day, it may not be your problem, and it may just be the other person's problem. So you have to get a full understanding of what's happening with you what's happening with the other person, where things went wrong, so that you can build on the relationship and be a better version of yourself. Allow him to be a better version of himself and grow past the issue, because these things happen. And if you're not aware of yourself, then it is possible that it ends up being a pattern in your life, and every time it manifests, it will floor you, and every time it manifests, it's going to form a new belief within you. And it will end up being a case where you feel as if no one appreciates you, no one loves you, you're always being cheated on, people are always using you, and those kind of things. So it will tell on your self-worth, it will tell on your self-esteem, it will tell on your confidence over time. So this is why we need to be able to look at whatever issues we're facing, whatever challenges that come before us. We need to look at them and address them, work on them internally, so that they don't keep on replaying in our lives. We don't keep on bumping into the same kind of issues over time. You want a new experience, you want new changes, positive changes in your life, you want more harmonious relationships, and you need to foster that. But it comes back to you and checking in with yourself on why it manifested or why it unfolded the way it did in your life. If it's your problem, then you can learn from it. If it's not your problem and it's the other person's problem, just taking the knowledge from it and let it be. Going about saying it's your karma and sending that energy towards them is kind of like satisfying the ego. It's a reflection of you trying to prove yourself right and him wrong. It is you trying to impose your expectations and your laws and control the situation. And that's at an ego level. That's speaking to him at an ego level. And it wouldn't work for much long, because you will still end up feeling hurt and disappointed. So yes, it is his karma that he wasn't able to respect the relationship, and he wasn't able to respect you, and he fell into temptation and those kind of things. It is his karma. But you judging him and you taking that approach towards him is also creating your karma. So when you say it's your karma and you're telling anyone it's your karma, then it's also coming back to you. What does that mean for you? What is it? What kind of karma are you creating? So you always have to keep that in mind whenever you're imposing a judgment, or you're trying to impose your beliefs upon someone else. You can't do it. They have to learn what they need to learn. You learn what you need to learn. You can choose different ways in which you communicate. And you may not know that right now because you don't know what's happening in your subconscious mind. So again, if you or anyone is interested in developing that relationship with yourself, then feel free to reach out. Let's get clear on what's happening within you. Let's break the patterns that are repeating in your life. Let's start facing these issues and elevate. Let's break free from them and elevate, so that you can be a better version of yourself and you can feel more joy and love and ease in your life, because ideally that's what you want. And when you get involved in relationships, especially love relationships, it's actually a reflection of the need that you have, that need for love and attention, right? So if you're not giving yourself enough love and attention, if you're not addressing those needs within you, then the expectation will always be there for the other person to direct their love at you. And when they stop directing their love at you, then what will happen? You will end up feeling as if they no longer love you. So you need to be able to love yourself before you expect someone to keep on directing their love at you, right? I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Feel free to reach out to me for coaching. The year is quickly ending. I mean, we're almost over with October. We're going to be starting November soon. We have momentum training for personal and professional development. Feel free to reach out to me if you want to get some coaching done, personalized attention, so that you can elevate, you can accelerate your personal and professional growth. You want to have more love, more joy, more ease, more abundance in your life. I'm the person that you would like to be working with, because I can help you elevate very quickly. These videos that I'm doing is really to share what I know, because I know not many of you are in that space where you can that's Coach, my son. So I know many of you are not in that space where you can really engage with a coach right now, and that's fine. So I do hope my videos are helping you and giving you some food for thought, so that you can keep on growing and you can keep on working on that relationship you have with yourself, right? So feel free, if this resonates with you, if you think it will help someone, feel free to love, like, share. Comment below as well and let me know by email kamala09@yahoo.com if you have any topics that you'd like me to talk about in a video. That's it for now. Much love for you guys. And remember to live in full enjoyment always, because that's life.